What is up everyone, it's TK and welcome back to another video. Now today we're gonna dive into Legends League and our new army. Now a lot of people told me bring the super dragons. Why we're not having any super dragon strategy in the channel? And I was like, you know what? Let me give it a go, because as you can actually see the cookbook, the super dragon is also there too. So I was like, you know what? Let's bring an army where it's the most easiest strategy to use even after the Eternal Tome rework with the Yeti Blimp. So we're gonna have a Super Yeti Blimp, and it's gonna be 3 clone spells at the same time. 5 Super Dragons and 5 Dragon Riders are going to be your main army. We have a Baby Dragon to funnel and a Loon to just simply start the attack into the enemy base. We are gonna have a nice little Queen equipment here with the Healer Puppet and Giant Arrow. I try to make it as easy as possible, and I've got this army from Mr. Mills actually as well, so big shout out to him. And for the Warden, you can see regular equipment. For the RC, simple equipment, literally like I think anyone has this equipment upgraded. And for the Minion Prince, it's the old equipment, man. No new crazy like progression equipment, whereas you have to have this exact equipment to be able to make this army work. For those who are upgrading their Sneezy, I would suggest the Electro Owl, or I would simply just suggest like an air pet, like for example the Jelly. It's not gonna do much, but obviously the Electro Owl would be better. I don't know how many like pets you're upgrading. You know, you can upgrade them one at the same time, but some people might not have it. Now let's dive into some of these attacks and see how simple this army really is. Now first off, we're gonna have this little base right here where the sweepers are pointing to each other, and what we're gonna do is simply choose a nice and easy path for the royal champion firstly to do the funnel. So what I do on this attack is a simple funnel on the left hand side, and on the top side we're gonna have a giant arrow for this sweeper and air defense. So you might be saying, why did I not do that under here, for example? Well, firstly, that is into 2 fire spitters with the dragons, and you don't typically want that. Now this base actually has the hook tower, but what we're gonna do is a quick warden ability, and even if the blimp doesn't make it, in this case, just like this, you can actually clone into the town hall and still get the value. So your warden ability will always catch your blimp in a way, and it will actually keep it under the Eternal Tome just before it drops next to the town hall. Even if it's the other compartment, as I told you, can clone into it. Now just watch the super dragon crush through the base. Their typical ideal, like I would say, job is to get the core and get these defenses that the queen cannot reach. After that, you can see the beautiful queen can easily go through the base. Now we got 3 invisibilities in this I would say army. It's basically going to be sometimes for your RC, and sometimes you're going to see I'm going to use it for the queen. So this time the RC could give some more value on the left, so I used it on the RC. If the queen is under heavy damage and the major defenses on the outside are a lot, you can actually deploy the invisibilities on the queen and just leave the RC be. 3 super dragon alive minion prince just died with the warden, and of course now we have those little goblins, the depth collectors, to try to clean up the back end. If you don't have them, of course, like if you're seeing this army after the event, it's all good, honestly. You can maybe cost 1, dragon rider if you wish to take more cleanup and another baby dragon. You can move around the army, but this is just the most simplest version ever. Next up, we're gonna have a double rage setup with another diamond layout. So what we're gonna do on these ones is of course go opposite side, but of course on this one, the sweepers pointing downwards is actually good for us, but at the same time, I mean, you don't really want to drop the RC in front of a minion prince, right? So you have to drop the RC where, it's a bit more easier to funnel. Now on this attack, you can actually see we're gonna use the invisibilities on the queen, because the RC itself, all she needed to do was this little compartment right here. After that, it doesn't matter what she does. Now we got another air defense and a sweeper, which were in the area of our dragon approach. So Once you can see the queen is safe and sound, obviously you can start with the dragons and the super dragons, I mean, going with the dragon riders slightly later and go with the minion prince again slightly later. So this is going to be the whole idea of it. Now with the blimp, as you saw, we're going to delay it slightly, so this means we're going to have deeper warden ability. At the same time, the warden can actually follow the blimp. Now even if there is hella traps right here, as I told you, you can always clone close to the town hall. This makes sure you get the town hall, any defenses surrounding with it, and now watch the queen. Whenever she's under so much damage, drop those invisibilities, and again, let the dragons crush the core, let the yetis crush the town hall area, and all that is left, as you can see, is simply the queen going to be on the outside, these defenses that she can easily reach. I told you, the army is super strong and easy to use on air. Like, I know right now people are just doing a lot of royal champion charges. Like, imagine being 11 invisibility. I personally can't be bothered. Too many invisibilities, it takes so much focus, and it actually is time consuming. Without this strategy, you just drop the RC, pop the ability, pop the queen ability, drop the dragons and the blimp, and get yourself a nice little triple. Obviously, on this attack, we have another super dragon alive and 3 heroes alive. This army is actually quite insane how it's being used right now, and hopefully it can be a shine and a bright light on the super dragon, and maybe in future, as you saw probably from the balance changes, a little buff to those dragon riders, which can actually do quite a lot in this army. Now you're gonna say, well, TK, how do we take down these double invisibilities? Well, let me tell you something. So one of them, you can obviously go with the RC, spare and the shield. The other one you can activate with the queen. But notice this, I'm gonna have the RC a bit further away, so the RC activates that and then go on the surrounding defenses, and then she can come back to it. But this is where you can then use the invisibility spells to do a little RC walk just to clear more. It's not like, okay, you have to do it. No, necessarily you don't have to, but it's good that the RC can get some more value to make the funnel slightly better. One more invis to make sure we get this area done and dusted. Now we can go with the queen giant arrow for the core and then the dragons in between them. So this attack, it's not gonna have like a baby dragon on top of the royal champion because the funnel is already set. So the lava hound to the queen, I'm gonna have the baby dragon with her, helping her out. Now we're gonna go with the blimp, not delaying it too much and not even going it with too early. So yeah, blimp is not going to of course make it, but we can again clone and rage to crush the core. So on this attack, when the core is completely gutted away and it's like compact, you can crush it with the yetis and your dragons can actually go around the core and your queen being safe on the outside. Now we obviously had a lot of damage on this attack to our queen, so the end of the attack is going to be some problems. That's why we keep some invisibility spells for her. Obviously the royal champion charge, you don't really necessarily know exactly what you're gonna get. It depends on the Teslas, it depends on the traps. So I would suggest you to hold on to 1 invisibilities and maximum use 2 with your RC if she's in a corner of the base. Keep the minion prince ability for the back end, like air targeting defenses. It can really work a lot. I know sometimes you might be like, oh my god, I want to pop it on this angle. Wait and be patient. Most of the time you are going to get better angles. And most of the time, it's just better to pop it early so the henchman puppets can actually go in front. That is how we crush these bases. We still got 5 super dragons, I believe. If it's not 5, it's definitely 4. Yes, it's 4 super dragons for the entirety of the base that is alive. This is insane. As I told you, like, this army is super powerful and it can really dominate the air spam meta, like not the air royal charge meta. That's different, obviously the RC with the dragons, it's unstoppable if you know how to hit it. But this one, is just a bright light, as I said, onto the Super Dragons, and hopefully they can come back to the meta. They're very enjoyable, but one thing that is there, I would say, downside right now is the hook tower, because you got less dragons, and the hook tower can actually hurt you a lot. That's why personally, like, we have the Yeti blimp, so we can go further into the base with the Yetis. So the hook tower doesn't actually target the dragons, it targets the Yetis and the Yeti mites, or even the blimp. But yeah, we can move on to one final hit and see how I did there. Now on the next base, this guy has the hook tower right next to the monolith. So one thing I did was to actually let the hook tower draw the RC in. This RC little shield and spare, look how beautiful that just got in that funnel. You wouldn't be able to get that on this side, you wouldn't be able to get that on this side because of the minion prints and the town hall. As I said, choose the easy path for the RC. Once you see that, regarding that, you can actually drop your queen either from the top side or the lower side, and then of course you can see it's funneled. You can go through with the dragons, simple and easy. Or C, now it's the time where the hook tower can actually hook her into the monolith, keeping her there inside the core. I actually misplaced, I believe, the invisibility slightly, so we have to go with one more invisibility. And now grabbing the monolith and the hook tower with a nice funnel, it's what we're looking for. Queen giant arrow for both sweepers. Unfortunately, and fortunate for the base, this guy actually had very nice Teslas. This means if you even get a good funnel, these Teslas can actually pull your dragons upwards away from the army. Now, as you saw, we kept one invisibility, as I told you. This can be done to help the queen stay alive for longer. Delayed blimp, and of course we're gonna have a warden ability. If there are like tornadoes and any other traps, you can, as I said, clone into the town hall area. Just like this, we're gonna clone into the top side. I went with an invisibility on accident, don't worry, it's not a cool trick. I just went by accident, so we missed an invisibility, whereas my queen just died. That's why I was holding the invisibility spell, because I knew the damage on queen was a lot, so I thought I'm holding a rage spell, so I deployed it on the Yetis. And it's unfortunate, again, like, if you lose the queen very early on, the dragons are gonna just simply path way too much on the outside, but they will always have the juice to get through the base. So don't worry, just be patient again with the minion prince ability. As you can see, we got an air defense here and an enemy queen. Some people may be like, oh my god, I want to pop the minion prince ability to keep some dragons alive, but then look at the back end like defenses. You really want to look at the back end, like zoom out a bit once you can see armies like this and be like, okay, I need the minion prince ability on this area, so keep it. Again, we have 4 super dragons alive at the back end. I one of them just died. Holy hell, man. Holy jinx. But yeah, and another one is going to soon die probably. But as you can see, yes, the queen dying could be an issue for you, so keep her alive, keep her going, and don't waste too much time on the dragon deployment. One thing that can actually be very, very useful in this army is the queen having the action figure. Now, I didn't personally put it on this strategy because I know not a lot of people has it upgraded or they don't have it leveled up. So I went with the healer puppet, which is the easier choice. But if you have the action figure, the giant actually comes in front of the queen and tanks really, really well. Meanwhile, having it raged up, you can actually deploy and draw some like heroes and crush an entirety of a base. So the left side, for example, on this attack, if we had the giant going inside this area, it would be a wrap. As you like can see, the army itself is very, very enjoyable. It's super spammy, air attack. Some people might be missing the super dragon and used to use it maybe, but now they just want to chill out. They want to do steal the Yeti blimps. This army can be a best combination of a Hydra into Yeti blimp, but it's boosted. So it's Hydra with the super dragon and it's Yeti blimp with the super Yeti. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. The armor link will, as always, be down below in the description. Make sure to check out the Blueprint store, and if you want to purchase anything, you can use code TK. If you also want to get a pro session with myself one-on-one to learn some Root Rider attacks for your Legends League push, make sure to check it out, and I would be happy to help you all. Hopefully, again, you enjoyed this. See you soon tomorrow, or maybe later. Take care and peace.